Good morning. I'm going to speak on dried fish value chains based on some of our preliminary findings from Karnataka. When we speak about value chain, our emphasis is on interdependency among actors and the relational dimensions. The presentation is based on the data that procured from Netfish over last 4 years from 2017 to 2020 and our primary data collection from various nodes of the value chain starting from fish landing sites to fish markets. The data procured from Netfish provides us interesting dimensions on the fish landing across major harbors in Karnataka. There are 9 major landing sites in Karnataka, of which Mangalore and Malpe are some of the larger landing sites. The total fish that landed over the years divided across species, and we have considered 20 major species in this slide, of which sardine is, you can see the sardine was one of the major species that used to land, but over the years sardine, the landing of sardine has declined dramatically. It has almost collapsed. We also see that significant amount of trash fish has been landing, and this trash fish largely goes to the fish meal and fish oil company. This plays an important role in unavailability of fish for drying activities. Among the major species, mackerel is one of the very important species found as for processing, dried fish processing across the state. Apart from the Netfish data, we collected information and data from various major dried fish markets in both in the coastal areas as well as hinterland of Karnataka. This map shows the places we visited, the dried fish markets that we visited to understand the procurement, understand the value chain of dried fish. And some of this hinterland market includes tribal areas as well as plantation areas. There are about 24 different markets that we visited across Karnataka to understand what kind of species are being procured, what kind of species are being sold, and the prices relating to the species, the actors engaged in this dried fish value chain activities. I'm going to show you some photographs which depicts the dried fish value chain. And before that, I'm going to show you, this is a schematic of how the dried fish processes are central to this activity in Karnataka, and there are numerous actors involved in this value chain, starting with the fish landing to and different actors including the commission agent, wholesale marketers, input suppliers like salt and packaging material, which are important for drying activities. And largely women are engaged in drying activities across Karnataka coast, though there are in some cases men are also found to be engaged in this activity. Most of them come from fishing communities across different religions, including Hindus, Muslims and Christians, but majority of them are from Hindu families. Then once the fish is processed or dried, it goes through various channels to the market and to the final consumers. Here you see some migrant women laborers who are engaged in this dried fish processing activities. They are collecting fish from Mangalore Fishing Harbour. It's around the Mangalore Fishing Harbour. There are some drying yards where this fish is dried. It is in Malpe. There are women who are engaged in drying fish drying activities, and this woman who is carrying a headload of mackerel in a Sunday bazaar in Karwar. And this the dried fish market in the coastal town of Karnataka, where varieties of fishes, including shrimp, mackerel, ribbon fish, etc., being sold. This is a hinterland market in Hubli, where on a cart a woman is selling dried fish. So this women who engaged in the dried fish activities, including processing and trading, undergo through the travels through various channels, including procurement of raw materials to selling it in the market. This schematic shows how a woman goes through different processes to procurement of mackerel to selling it, and the process involves navigating through varieties of weights and measurements. The procurement process, they procure it in crates of which is about 30 kgs, and then they procure salt and do degutting of the fish and wash it and dry it, and then they sell it in numbers. So they have to go through numerous process of weights and measurements from purchasing to processing to selling in the market. And how do they navigate through this? Through various different prices and get a benefit out of it or make some profit out of it is interesting to understand. So this is a photographic representation of this mackerel value chain, from procurement to processing to drying to taking it to the market and selling it in the market. So from our study, we had this some of these preliminary findings that smaller landing centers such as Ambatali and Belekeri tend to show more landing of small coastal pelagic fish. Our market observation and discussion with market participants indicate that currently there are lesser number of species being tried. Some of the fish dry curing techniques which were once popular are now diminishing, are rarely used in Karnataka. One such technique is called pit curing method. This is due to unavailability of sufficient amount of fish, which made this technology unviable. Wholesalers in Mangalore, and Mangalore is one of the largest wholesale market in India, where fish comes from different parts of the country and travels to again different parts of the country, and hence it is one of the important gateway of dried fish market. And here the wholesalers play a vital link ensuring proper flow of goods, particularly different varieties of dried fish. The number of wholesalers has also declined over the decades, from about 20 to now there are 10 or 11 wholesalers who are present in this market. That also there is a process of reprocessing of dried fish is observed. This reprocessing involves the decline in quality of fish as perceived by the consumers. To retain or retain the quality, the fish is reprocessed again. This is not to increase the price of value of it, rather to sustain the price of it, the additional cost or labor is involved in the process. And there is also decline in number of dried fish processors observed across major landing sites of Karnataka. In some drying activities, usage of salt is reduced. This seems to be coming especially to cater to the demands of the people who want less salt in their dried fish. We also observed that unlike in the coastal markets, there are fewer women retailers involved in dried fish trading activities in hinterland market. Retailers in hinterland market also act as wholesalers or distributors of dried fish, particularly provisioning dried fish in the remote villages and remote areas. We found workers in coffee plantation in Kodagu are major consumer of marine dried fish with more preference for fish such as marine catfish, croakers, anchovies. Most of these workers are migrant laborers from Assam, a landlocked state in northeast India, and have higher preference of marine fish such as catfish, croakers, and anchovies and shrimps. Thank you.